Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are still looking for that perfect Thanksgiving nail inspo, this video is going to be for you. We're going to take a look back at some of the rustic Thanksgiving nails that I've done over the past 3 years here on my channel, and I put them all in one. So we have a little bit of decals, we have stamping, we have ombre, we have color blocking, we have some fun glitter placement nail art. So we have a lot in this one video. So this is a great way to get some nail inspo, have it on in the background when you're doing your nails at home. So it's kind of like we're doing our nails together. But overall, such a fun way to kind of show you some of my favorite manis that I did in the past. Believe it or not, I have 845 videos here on my channel. So it's quite a lot of content. And some of these might be brand new to you that you missed or you just joined my channel. So I'm really excited to share these with you, but stay tuned. We will have a brand new video on my channel this coming Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. All right, so I hope you enjoy taking a step back into memory lane, and I'll see you all in the new video very soon. For today's mani, we're going to be using dip powders from Makartt Beauty. Now, I'm just not ready yet to let go of those beautiful fall Thanksgiving colors, so I thought we would just play with some colors today from Makartt Beauty and create a fall mani with some leaves and some stamping, pull in some browns, and then use a really beautiful glitter. Now this color that we're using right now, Birthday Suit, is actually a retired color, and I feel so bad. I did not realize that until I was done editing the video and then putting in the links to the dip powders in that description box below in the video. And I'm like, oh no, where is this color? But it is retired, but there is a comparable color that Makartt Beauty has to offer. It is called Just a Hint. The only difference is it has a very slight shimmer to it. This one does not have a shimmer, but overall, any color that you get from Makartt Beauty or any neutral tone that you pair with the colors that we're using today are going to complement each other really well. So now we're starting off with brownie points, and if you are looking for brown, this one is going to be your go-to because it has like a slight warmness to it, and it doesn't have like that orangey kind ofness to it, like a reddish orange to it. It just has like the perfect undertones to it. Sometimes when you're working with browns, they can have like a lot of orange flashback in it. This one does not. It's just a very slight warm, beautiful, almost like chocolatey hot cocoa-ness going on to it, but it's a very pretty brown. And if you're looking for a solid brown, this is a great brown to add to your collection. So we are doing the gel method today. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats of each, and then when we get to that glitter, we're going to do 1 full dip and then hand place to help reduce some of that bulk. But overall, these colors are so fun. All right, so let's dive into these beautiful powders and see them in action, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night? We keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to hold. All those little moments, the bites you didn't catch me looking over your shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments all led me to you. Only God guess you didn't catch me looking over your shoulder just at the right time. Those little moments all let me you only got you about. All those little moments. All those little moments.
All right, so we're hand placing some glitter on this accent nail here. I want to do like a waterfall type of style where that glitter is at the tip, kind of radiating down, just to add a little pop of sparkle to this nail here. So originally I was tapping on with that brush with the sparkle, kind of focusing on the smaller pieces of glitter, but I did not like how that was turning out. So now we are hand placing some, and I am just focusing on some of the bigger pieces and then hand placing some of those smaller pieces of glitter. I really like the combination of brown and like this gorgeous aqua teal. So I went ahead and cured that for 30 seconds. And now we're going to go ahead and add some more gel base to here. And we're going to continue adding more sparkle to this nail until I am satisfied with what I was going for. Now, I know originally the brush wasn't working because I was picking up, I think, too much acrylic. So now that I have a lot of the majority of the finer pieces on this paper towel, it was super easy to tap the brush into that paper towel and really pick up all those little glitters that I was trying to do the first time. But overall, it was really easy to do. And even though it did not work out with that first step when I was trying to add the glitter, it all came together at the end, and it has the perfect amount of sparkle that I was going for. I cured it for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead right away and just complete this nail, and I'm going to do a layer of gel base just to seal in all those glitters, so then I do not need to worry about applying the gel base on this nail at the end because this one is already sealed. Plus, I felt like it brought those glitters to life, so I had a really good visual on what that looked like after I applied that gel base. All right, filing and buffing, all I'm doing is I'm getting right under that press on there, right under that nail, and I'm just cleaning up the sidewalls there, and then I'm just gonna gently reshape just a little bit, but that's all I needed to do. Those glitters are laying flat, so I am not buffing directly on top of those glitters at all. I just cleaned up the sidewalls and the free edge. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, that filing and buffing is all done. I did the rest off camera. I'm gonna apply a layer of gel base on the rest of the nails, and I'm gonna cure for a full 30 seconds. Now we're gonna add some stamping. So you saw this plate before on my channel. This is that one plate. If you wanted or needed one fall plate, this would be the plate because it has all your fall needs in one little plate. So I'm going to mix it up today. We're going to use 2 stamping polishes here from Maniology. The stamping plate is also from Maniology as well. So once you place those 2 colors on, you go ahead and scrape it, and you do want to work fairly quickly. So once you scrape it, you want to go ahead and roll your jelly stamper there. So what this did using the 2 polishes, it gave it like an ombre effect, which I thought was really cool and just something super fun that you can do to change up your stamping game. And then I used that lint-free roller to get rid of any extra stamping area that I was not going to use. And now I'm just rocking it back and forth on the nail, and voila, you have the perfect stamping nail. Also, we do have a layer of gel base that we cured on this nail, which gave it a tacky surface, so then it really helped the stamping image transfer and stick down to that nail. So this right here is from Maniology. This is pure genius. It's a cotton ball grabber, so you can put acetone on there and then clean your stamping plate. Then you are not getting your hand full of like nail polish or acetone. It is, in my opinion, like the best invention ever for stamping. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this again, and I wanted to put some stamping on the brown nail. Now, when you put the stamping on the brown nail, since it is so dark, it looked really awesome, and it looked like it was like embossed in a way. It was like the coolest thing ever, and I'm really glad I experimented putting this stamping over this dark color. And now we're going to go ahead and do a layer of gel base. That's when you're really going to see the stamping come to life. Also, I am using gel base, and it is not smearing the stamping polish, which is a plus. All right, so I finished the rest of the stamping off camera, and now we're sealing everything in with gel top coat, and I cured for a full 60 seconds. Here's the finished mani. I ended up doing stamping on that pinky brown nail as well, but overall it's so fun. It's like kind of like a hidden image almost on those darker nails. Like I said, it almost looks like embossed on there, and it is so pretty and just something different, and I really liked how it turned out. That middle nail there with the leaf stamping is also really pretty. These dip powders are everything. There's something about these like rich brown colors with that pop of that perfect glitter, which is just so pretty with that aqua turquoise color and then the rich brown jewel tones in there. Overall, really pretty. These powders were super easy to work with. I really liked both elements of keeping it simple without stamping and adding stamping, so options are endless. And then we have that really fun sparkly glitter, which kind of tied everything together. So everything that was used in today's mani can be found in that description box below. If you're interested in MAC and Beauty, definitely check them out. There's some amazing colors. And if you're looking to get started into stamping, Maniology is definitely the way to go. I've tried so many different stamping plates and got very frustrated with stamping until I tried the Maniology stamping plates. I feel like they're engraved a little bit deeper, so then you can get a really nice image transfer onto that jelly stamper. And the plates are great quality and they're not sharp or anything like that. Also, the polishes are super pigmented as well, and they're very fast drying, so they work great for stamping. So if you've tried stamping in the past and got frustrated, definitely check out Maniology because it is a game changer. All right, so again, everything that we use in today's mani can be found in that description box below. And stay tuned, there will be another upload for tonight at 7 p.m., and I'll see you in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Revel Nails. Now I can tell you already, spoiler alert, that I'm already obsessed with this color combination. So we're starting off strong here with this beautiful mustard yellow. It has the perfect like darkness to it, but yet it still has like a side of brightness. It's called Amulet and it is stunning. It is a pure solid. Here's what it looks like with the first dip, but don't let that first dip fool you because when you dip it in, for a second dip, it is even more beautiful. And I think this color right here would be perfect for a cozy sweater mani. So like this would be your nail, and then adding some sweater nail art would be to die for with this color. It is so pretty. But this mani is giving me rustic harvest Thanksgiving vibes with this color combination. And wait till you see one of the glitters we're gonna dive into in a few moments. When you see the glitter, it has rich colors of browns, oranges, coppers, golds. It's giving me like, you know, remember like those Indian corns, like dried Indian corn that you would get that have like all the different color corn kernels? That's what it reminds me of. And this brush right here is also from Revel Nails, by the way. It is fantastic. It's big, it's fluffy, it's soft, it is everything, and it's beautiful. So if you are looking for a nail brush, add that to your cart when you are placing your Revel Nails orders because it is beautiful and it looks very aesthetically pleasing on your nail station as well. So I know we got off sidetrack there with that brush, but these colors are perfect. Now, if these colors are not your cup of tea, don't worry, we'll be playing with more Revel nail colors shortly here on my channel, but I really love these. I feel like they're very warm and rich in color. And wait till you see that glitter. Like I said, stay tuned for that. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Welcome to Mallory's Nails. My first name is Mallory, so of course we had to name it Mallory's Nails. You are in the right spot, especially if you want to see colors in action. The purpose of my channel and the main thing is I really want you to see how colors perform so you can get a really awesome idea if a color is going to be for you. That is the main reason why I like to make press-ons, because I feel like you can see how the colors perform and you can see a better color payoff on that press-on versus if I'm trying to maneuver my hand. So that is why I really like to do the press-on so you can really see the color impact. Plus, since I change my nails so often, I really like having that opportunity and the option to make press-ons so then I can go back and wear them whenever I want. I feel like I spend a lot of time on my nails, and to me, it's kind of like a form of art in a way. I know that sounds really silly. So when I was using peel base and like popping them off right after, it was like, it killed me because I was like, this is so pretty, but yet I want to share more colors with you guys. So that is another reason why I like to make press-ons, because then I can swap them out and change them whenever I want. Now to adhere my press-ons, I do use dip base. You put a little bit of dip base on your natural nail and a little bit of dip base on that actual press-on, and then go ahead and apply it to your nail and hold down for 30 seconds. And I do that for the whole hand. And what I do is I like to go ahead and place my press-ons if I want longevity. I place those on right before bed. So I'm avoiding any lotions, any cuticle oils, any heat, any water, anything like that, even cooking, like any of that steam. I'm avoiding that completely after I go ahead and put my nails on for about 4 hours. So that's why I find that it's a little bit better to go ahead and place on those nails right before bed, because then you can really get a good adhesion. If you're looking for a temporary wear, you could also use these nail adhesive tabs. Those are some options for you when you are making press-ons. All right, so here's that glitter that I was talking about. Isn't it everything? It is beautiful. It has such rich jewel tone colors. It's perfect for Thanksgiving. It is giving me like the Indian corn that I was talking about before. It is just screaming that to me, like all those different color kernels. That is what I'm thinking. But even if it's not Thanksgiving, this color is super, super beautiful. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into this mani and see this beautiful glitter in action. And then I'm going to pop back in just a few moments.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you
now that we're done hand placing the glitters, we're going to go ahead and file and buff. By the way, hand placing those glitters was so much fun. I think that's one of like my favorite things to do for a mani is hand place glitters. Okay, filing and buffing was super easy. You saw there, all I did was gently reshape ever so slightly on that tip there, and then I just cleaned up the sidewalls and the free edge. That was it. We're going to go in with a layer of gel base on all the nails, and I am going to cure for a full 30 seconds. Now that that's all cured, we're going to seal up everything with a layer of gel top coat. This gel top coat is going to give you a really awesome shine. Also, it is HEMA free as well. Cured for 60 seconds, and here's the finished mani. I love, and now when I say I love, I'm like another level for this mani. I think it's so beautiful. There's just something about this color. It is like the perfect mustard yellow. I mean, I feel like some mustard yellows, they're either too dark or too bright. This is definitely the best mustard yellow I own. So if you've been looking for that perfect mustard yellow, look no further. Revel has the answer to the perfect mustard yellow. All right, so if you do order now, by the way, you still can get your order in time for Thanksgiving. Today is Tuesday the 14th. So if you order by this week, you're going to be able to get that in time for Thanksgiving. So you can rock something similar like this, or you can even do the exact same mani for Thanksgiving. So options are endless again when you are doing your nails at home. But this combo right here is everything. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Tomorrow we will jump right back into the Christmas series. I am gonna sprinkle in some more Thanksgiving and some other nail manis in between the Christmas series. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit. And then I also do have a giveaway as well coming up. So stay tuned for that. All right, so don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be playing with this really awesome dip powder kit from Amazon. It is from Zero Beauty. Now these colors right here are fantastic. So this is everything that you get in here. You have a user guide and all that good stuff, and it shows you step by step on how to use the dip powders. If you are new to dipping, that is a great resource. And then it has the liquids and then all these beautiful colors. This kit is a great starter kit. Based on the colors alone, you have great options here. It's the best of both worlds. So you have some neutrals, you also have some beautiful pinks, and then you have like this like rustic brown color, which we're going to get into in just a minute, that has like the gorgeous beautiful like gold flakes in there. That dust brush is everything. I love a small dust brush. And then the liquids are really awesome as well. So this is a great way to try some dip powders and these liquids before you commit to like the whole shebang. But the jars are awesome. They're clear. They're also a number system. And then each jar has its own protective seal on it. So your dips are going to be secured until you go ahead and use it. That's that brown with the gold I was talking about. But overall, so fun. So we're going to use 3 colors today. We're going to do dip liquids. I know some of you are probably like, holy cow, she is using dip liquids today, because if you know me, I love my press-ons with a gel method, but I really wanted to show you how these dip powders work like with the whole entire kit. Also, it was really hard for me to pick what colors we're going to use because every color in this kit is really, really pretty, and they're just great colors. If you are looking to build up your neutral colors, this collection is gonna be for you. You get a lot of product for the price. Also, these dip liquids are awesome. Now, they also sell full-size bottles of liquids, and the price is just right. So that first dip, you can see here that it's very full coverage. It's like not streaky or patchy or anything like that. What I mean by full coverage is that it's not like patchy or streaky. Also, I felt like that first coat was very buildable. Like that looked really pretty with like a sheer pink and do some nail art. But when you do that second coat, as you can see here, it even brings this color more to life. This is like a beautiful dusty rose, which I feel like complements so many different skin tones, and you could not go wrong with that color. Now this one right here, it is beautiful. It is just like this burnt rusty orange color here. It is perfect for those cozy winter seasons heading into Thanksgiving. This is like a great set, especially the Christmas holidays are coming. And if these colors are not your cup of tea, there's other starter kits. You're definitely going to find one that catches your eye when it comes to Zero Beauty because of the like large variety of options they have when it comes to dip powder kits. There is a kit for anybody. So if you like more pops of colors, you're going to find a kit with more pops of colors, blues, Christmas. There's even some Christmas kits. So overall, options are endless when it comes to Azure Beauty and their starter kits. So I am dipping directly into a cupcake liner. You can dip into the jar as well if you're not making press-ons and you want to go ahead and have that full experience, because I feel like when you're dipping, having that full experience and dipping into the jar is like a whole nother experience animal on its own. It's like you're dipping into like a velvet cloud, but you could totally go ahead and dip in the jar if you want. I prefer the cupcake liner when I'm making press-ons just so I have a little bit more wiggle room, and plus sometimes I like to use longer nails, so the cupcake liner is definitely an awesome trick when it comes to dip powders. Plus you get that extra wiggle room. All right, so we're doing an ombre now. So you saw I went ahead and did the dip base on the nail. Now we're alternating between two colors, and I'm just tapping on those colors here ever so gently to cover up that dip base here to kind of create a radiant transition in between the two colors. So we're using that beautiful dusty rose and then that rustic color here. We're going to go ahead and dust off, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to apply the dip base to the entire nail, and then instead of going in with the darker color first, we're going to go in with the lighter color. This time we're just going to alternate how we applied it just to give it even more of like a radiant effect. Also, you will notice throughout this video when we are going in with a second dip, I am always wiping that brush off of that dip base on the paper towel. That's to ensure that I am not contaminating my liquids. You always want to practice great habits when you are working with dip liquids, because if you ever contaminate your dip liquids, you will know it is like the worst thing ever. So to prevent that, I just make sure I take extra time to wipe off my brush in between coats, because you do not want to get any of that extra dip powder in your liquids, because what's going to happen over time, it's going to become very stringy or very cloudy, and it's going to affect your application. If it's stringy, you're not going to be able to use it at all. And that's like the worst thing when you sit down to do your nails and then you contaminated your dip liquids. We've all done it, but I will say that these liquids from Azure Beauty are very hard to contaminate. Now, I do not recommend skipping the wiping the brush off step. I think it's a great way to just make sure you're preserving your liquids and longevity. So, but to each their own, but this is what way works for me to help prevent contamination. All right, to clean off those ombre brushes now, I am just using this color switch from Dollar Tree and just swirl it around in there, and my brushes are ready to go for the next mani. All right, so now we're going to try a dip powder here that has a little bit of sparkle to it. So I would not say this is like a glitter. These remind me of more of like a gold flaky, but a very, very fine gold flake, which I feel like is really, really pretty. There's just something about this color. It's like an orangish brown, but yet it has a little bit of like pink mauve to it. It's a very beautiful, unique color. I think it's perfect right now for cozy season. This kit would also be really cute if you did like a sweater nail. I feel like these colors scream like sweater nails, and the colors that are in this kit, I feel like options are endless, but I definitely am getting like cozy season vibes. But you can see here that that second dip just really brought that sparkle to life, and overall such a great way to just add a little bit of pop of color, but yet you have like this very subtle shimmer to it. So now we're going to go ahead and finish up the mani here. We're going in to that same color here on the last nail. Now if you wanted to pull more of those beautiful gold flakes and glitter up, what you could do is you could shimmy your cupcake liner ever so gently, and that's going to pull more of those glitter flakes up there. So then you can really get some more gold on there, or whatever glitter you're working with. So that's another way. Just shimmy that cupcake liner a little bit, and then you'll pull more of that sparkle up there. But overall, so fun. Isn't this like the perfect fall mani that we have rocking right now? All right, so before we go into filing and buffing, we're going to add a layer of activator. Now, activator is what is going to seal in this mani and protect all this beautiful dip powder that we just applied, and it's actually going to harden these powders together. So we're just applying a generous amount of activator on all the nails, and then I do like to wait about 3 to 4 minutes before I go into filing and buffing, just to ensure that I am not digging into the powder that we just applied. If you go into filing and buffing too early and that activator is not set yet, you will actually start digging into that with your file, and you will create like holes or really rough edges, or it will start like graining up. So just make sure that you really just wait that 3 to 4 minutes till your activator is completely hardened. I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera, and then we're going to go ahead and do another layer of activator, just a very thin layer, just to make sure that everything that we filed and buffed is now laying back flat. But overall, filing and buffing with these dip powders were super easy. I feel like the dip base that we use is a very thin consistency, which really helped make everything lay really flat with the application because the powders were super finely milled. And then we did a very, very thin layer of dip base, which in the end result reduced the amount of filing and buffing that I needed to do. So now I'm taking a lint-free wipe and I'm making sure that I am removing any extra activator that may be left behind before we go in with the top coat. Now the top coat, when you're first doing it, you want to do very quick strokes, so 3 to 4 on each nail, and then you always want to make sure that you are wiping off that brush on a paper towel before you are sticking it back in that bottle, just to make sure if there was any extra activator left on that nail that you are wiping it off before you stick it back in the bottle. Otherwise that brush can harden. So I waited about 60 seconds before I went back in with the second coat. Now the second coat of the top coat, you can be more precise and take your time with your application and really make sure that you have it completely covered and how you like it for your top coat. And then after about 60 seconds, it is completely dry. So here's the finished mani. I love it so much. It's very simple, but yet we added a little bit of ombre in there. But I feel like this colors right here are screaming cozy season. They're perfect for upcoming Thanksgiving. Also, I did want to mention on that top coat that we use, that is a dip top coat. It did say gel on it, but it is not a gel. It is actually a top coat that is for liquids, so you do not need a lamp or anything like that, and there is no HEMA in there. I just wanted to throw that in there. But overall, I really love how this turned out. It's very cozy and perfect for that cooler weather season right now. Again, if these colors were not your cup of tea, head over to Azure Beauty on Amazon storefront. There is a ton of kits with any combination of colors you can think of. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye. All right, so everything that we use in today's video can be found in that description box below. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be using two colors from Vivid Glam Co. We're going to be creating a fall mani. Now these colors right here are screaming like harvest fall to me, even though their names are a little bit spooky. But before we dive into this mani, we're going to do a little bit of color blocking, nothing too crazy, just to split up the two colors. And then we're going to dive into this gorgeous green, which to me, this is like the perfect rustic olive green. It is beautiful and it has really great coverage. Also, I feel like this color right here would be great with like a burgundy red for Christmas. Options are endless with this beautiful color here, and you can see that that first coat is really, really pretty, and it's very full coverage, which I like that, and it wasn't streaky or patchy or anything like that. Sometimes when you're working with solids, they can become like a little bit chalky. This one is not. It is super, super finely milled. So let's get into these beautiful colors and see them in action. I'm also using the gel method today, so anytime you see me brushing off, just remember that I did cure for a full 30 seconds. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's get into these beautiful colors, and then I'll pop back in just a little bit.
Thinking about the way that you know me. No one ever cared like you care for me. You're such a bright star in the dark space. Babe, it never worked out with the others. All we ever did was fight, and at one point I would never thought that I would meet someone like you. This time it's all different. You got every little string on me. The way you make me feel is crazy. How did you get so fly? You got me like, my, guess I'm gonna stay, but I'm just gonna wait in the background, watching you talk to her. I know this might look bad, but I'm just gonna melt in the background, watching you lean into her. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? 'Cause I don't know. Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? I don't even know what it feels like when your eyes are staring at me. I miss them. I'm about to lose it. All of my friends telling me to leave for the night. It's for the best. I'm a fool. I just wanna get close to you. Yeah, I wanna get close. I'm a fool. I know. Are you thinking about us too? Are you missing it just like I do? Are you worried about me too? 'Cause I'm thinking aloud, I'm wondering about you, eh? About you, baby.
All right, we're just finishing up with that gel base and we're gonna add a little touch of bling here. We're gonna use this nail art sticker in the color gold and I'm just gonna line it up in between that color blocking section just to separate those two colors. I felt like adding this pop of gold just really tied in this color blocking for me. There was just something about that dip powder that we use Wicked with all those beautiful color foils and glitters that just like tied in this gold perfectly. And then I just made sure it was laying super flat with that little silicone tool and then clipping off the extra. Now to seal everything in, I'm going to go in with a layer of gel top coat and cure everything for a full 60 seconds. Make sure you are wrapping that free edge as well. I did the rest of the top coat off camera and here's the finished mani. I love this mani so much. It's screaming rustic harvest to me. I feel like this is the perfect like Thanksgiving touch for me because of the colors. And when you look at Wicked and how the light hits it, it reminds me of like glistening leaves and just like all those really good like rustic dark colors. Overall, I just love this combination. It's a very simple mani, but yet we have like that perfect like blinginess with the foils and that glitter, and then we have a color blocking nail. So very easy mani, but yet we have those really awesome eye-catching elements in there as well. So everything that we use in today's video can be found in that description box below. If these colors were not your cup of tea, Vivid Glam Co. has tons of beautiful colors. There's definitely going to be something that catches your eye. I hope you enjoyed this simple fall mani, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Valkyrie Dips, and we're going to be creating a fall Skittles style mani today. The hardest part about this mani is going to be picking out what color we want to use first. We're also going to use a plaid decal and a plaid little pumpkin. So we're going to start off today with mocha, and this is just a gorgeous overall mocha brown. And all the colors we're using today, you're going to see here, they're very full coverage and full of just pigment. These powders are buttery and they are just amazing. I love these colors so much. If you are in the market for some fall colors, these ones right here are going to be your jam, and you're going to be able to see all 5 of these beautiful fall coordinating colors here in action. And the best part about doing a fall Skittles mani is that you can combine a whole bunch of different fall colors, and then also you're going to be able to see how these dip powders perform and if a color is going to be right for you. So that is going to be a really fun part about this mani, is you're going to see how these powders perform, and then we're going to add a little bit of decals to these nails as well, just to kind of tie in that whole like fall vibe. All right, so let's dive into this mani process, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit.
Even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you. Just a bit of sugar to that horrid bitter. Maybe you taste different. Hold up, baby. I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all alone. Hold up, baby. I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Someone hurt your feelings not that long ago, and every bit of you couldn't face the truth that maybe you're just not that nice and humble kind. That would be a lie. Go on, blow up your ego, your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble lacking everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes with his humble lacking everlasting ego.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's
not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. What's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by, someone save me. Before I pass out, I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this place. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain?
All right, so let's clean up this decal. You're probably thinking, wow, that looks like a hot mess, and you're right, it does. But to clean it up, we're going to use this flat brush that has a little bit of acetone on it, and I'm just carefully going over that whole entire nail just to gently remove all that extra decal that is hanging over that nail, and it's actually going to melt down and become one. Just make sure you are taking your time so you do not go and remove too much of that decal. And then you can also see here I am tapping that brush directly onto that image on the top. What I'm doing there, when you see me with the brush on top of that decal, I'm removing any air bubbles, lines, or wrinkles, and I'm just making sure everything is flat when it comes to that decal. And then to seal it in right away, we're going to go in with a layer of gel base, cap those free edges, and then cure for 30 seconds. So I'm going to do the exact same thing to this little pumpkin, because that pumpkin I did have hanging over the free edge a little bit, but overall I'm doing the exact same process. And then we're going to seal it in again with a layer of gel base, and then we're going to cure that for 30 seconds. Now, when you're doing this process, it's best to use 100% pure acetone. I would definitely avoid any acetone that has any vitamins or nail strengthener in it, because those tend to take a little bit longer to clean up the nail, and you can actually melt the decal quite quickly. So just avoid those. And then to finish up this mani, we're going to do a layer of gel top coat. I did the rest of the top coat off camera and cured for 60 seconds. And here's the finished mani. It is screaming fall. It has all the beautiful fall harvest colors, and I am loving it. And then you can see that middle nail has sugar high in it, and that's that thermal changer. So you can see it has like this yellowness to it, and then it has like this transitional color of that orange. It just looks really fun with that plaid decal, because then it looks like you really do have this really fun plaid shirt on. So I really like how I added that sugar high thermal to this, just to give this nail some extra pops of color and some fun. And then oh my gourd is like the perfect creamy yellow. It does look like a squash. It is perfect. And then we have that really fun pumpkin on there. But overall, these dip powders performed amazing, and they are super pigmented. They are cram packed full of all that fall goodness and such great colors. So I will go ahead and link everything that we used in today's mani in that description box below, and I will see you all in the next upload. Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into dip powders from Color My World Dips. We're going to be creating a very simple fall mani today. We're going to start off with Bronze Goddess here, and we are doing the gel method. Now Bronze Goddess, it is the perfect fall coppery brown bronze color. This color right here, it is everything. Check out that coverage and that beautiful sparkle. I'm completely obsessed with this color. So when I did that first dip, I was completely blown away by how gorgeous this color is. I was like, okay, we're going to change up the mani game today, and we're really going to highlight this color, and we're going to do 4 nails completely covered in Bronze Goddess. So that's what we're doing today, and then we're going to be playing with a foil dip powder called Leaf Pile, which is going to tie in all these colors perfectly. All right, so let's dive into this mani process, and then I'm going to pop back in just a little bit. All right, now we're diving into this gorgeous foil dip powder called Leaf Pile, and check out that first dip. We picked up a lot of different color foils here, and it looks a little bit scary, but definitely trust the process here. So we're gonna go ahead and gently press down those foils. Again, when you are working with gels, just make sure you are having a light hand when you are pressing those foils down. And then I'm using this awesome titanium toothpick from Color My World Dips to clean up the sidewalls and the free edge. I love this guy right here for cleaning up the sidewalls and the free edge. It is perfect if you love making press-ons. It's just a little bit thinner, I feel like, that precision point than using like an actual precision tool. So it is a game changer. So now I'm just gently pressing those down, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to take some time and really brush those foils just to make sure that I'm getting any loose foils off that nail before we go ahead and do another layer of gel base. And you will notice when I'm applying the gel base that those foils are not breaking apart or bleeding. I love that about this foil dip powder. These foils are definitely higher end quality, which I definitely prefer, because if you've ever done a mani and the foils bleed, it's a little bit devastating. So I do like the quality of these foils. So again, same process. We are going to go ahead and gently press down those foils and clean up the sidewalls and the free edge, and then that is it. So I really like a foil dip powder because you can do multiple different things with it. You can dip it into that cupcake liner, and then however those foils fall into the nail organically, you can leave it like that. So that's kind of what I'm doing for the most part with this nail. Or you could go ahead and build it up and add more foils. So I like how organically these foils are laying, but I wanted a little bit more pops of that beautiful dusty teal color. So I'm just gonna place the tiniest amount of pops of teals in, just to pull in all the elements from this foil dip powder. And that's all I am doing to this nail, because I really liked how organically that all laid onto the nail. Now we're going to get into filing and buffing. Filing and buffing was super easy with these dip powders and the gel method combination. All I'm doing is just cleaning up the sidewalls and the free edge, and I'm just reshaping just a little bit, but that's all I needed to do with this mani. Those foils are laying so flat to the nail that I did not need a buff on top of those foils or anything like that. And then that bronze goddess, everything was laying really flat. So same process, I'm just going to clean up the sidewalls and the free edge, and then that is it. When it came to filing and buffing, that is all I needed to do, and minimal reshaping, and that was it. Super easy. I will say that these dip powders are very easy to apply, and they apply phenomenal with the gel method. All right, so then to finish up this mani, we're going to go ahead and seal everything in with gel base, and then we're going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds. Now when I'm going in with my gel base, I like to go ahead when I'm making press-ons and just go ahead and throw that in the UV lamp as we go. So I am applying that gel base and I am curing as we go. If you are looking for UV lamp options, I do have a couple listed in that description box below. And again, you will notice here that those foils with Leaf Pile were not bleeding or anything like that, and they also were not breaking apart onto my brush, which I really like that about that. All right, and then to seal in everything, we're going to go in with a layer of gel top coat and cure for 60 seconds. And I did the rest of the top coat off camera, but check out this mani. Bronze Goddess is everything. I love it so much. It screams fall. It is a great staple color for your collection. I love how it has this orange undertone to it, and the shimmer is unreal. In Bronze Goddess, you could even chrome with it, and in the sunlight it takes on a whole nother life of its own. And Leaf Pile is just simply beautiful, and I really like it. It kind of has like a marble effect, and I'm totally obsessed with how this mani turned out. It's simple, but yet we have a lot of different elements going on with that beautiful Bronze Goddess, that it has that fine shimmer to it, and then we have that Leaf Pile foil dip that is just an accent nail, and it can just speak for itself. And I just love how it turned out. So I will go ahead and link everything that we use in today's mani in that description box below, and I'll see you all in the next one.